Janine Show. I'm Dr. Janine Bowring, naturopathic doctor, and today I am sharing 9 health hacks I wish I knew earlier. So, having been in the natural medicine industry for close to 30 years now, I continue to learn and do my research, and I continue to improve my own health and my own circadian rhythms based on what I learn. So in this episode today, I'm sharing the 9 most recent health hacks that I have implemented into my own life, into my family's life as well, all for the betterment of health and, of course, for longevity. So thanks for tuning in today. No matter where you are tuning in, we are live on a bunch of different platforms, and this will be recorded as a podcast as well. We have determined, yes, it is iTunes. Thank you to my followers for helping me out there, as well as on Spotify and multiple podcast platforms. So no matter where you're tuning in from, I welcome you into the show. It's always so much fun. Don't forget, we do have our quiz section coming up. So just for your participation, so you don't have to get your questions correctly answered, but do your best. But we are drawing for this. So from our great sponsors at VitaTree, this is the AccuBlood Sugar Balance. So this is a great way to balance blood glucose levels, leptin levels as well, which I often talk about and educate people about. So if you're new to my channel, welcome in. I hope that you'll subscribe and turn on those post notifications so that you're always aware of my newest and latest uploads, which happens every single day of the week. So welcome in. So let's start right in with the health hacks. So here we go. Health hack number 1, sleep and the importance of sleep. So some of the best things that you can do for your body and for longevity is to get a good deep sleep every single night. This is something that definitely, I've always been a great sleeper, through having children and not being able to always sleep as much as what I have wanted to. This has been an impact on my life over the years, and I really do appreciate my sleep. But all the research, of course, points to the fact that sleep is so important for our circadian rhythms, of course, for our detox processes, for clearing out the toxins in the brain, for our mental health. So please get your good night's sleep. So some of the hacks that I have for this include sleeping in the darkest room possible. You want to make your room pitch black, and we do have light receptors on all of our skin cells and, of course, in our eyes, especially our pineal area of the brain as well. So do your best to cover your eyes, cover your skin, make sure that, if you are using the blinders over your eyes, that it's not too tight, because you don't want, for the beauty benefits, of course, you don't want to cause lines and wrinkles. Make sure it's very comfortable. So I'm always, searching for that best blinders to put over my eyes, but it makes a distinctive difference, especially if there's some light seeping through depending on the window coverings that you have. If you do have windows in your bedroom, just make your bedroom as dark as possible. You also want to maybe consider sleeping grounded. So I've actually purchased grounding mats, and this is something that plugs into the ground of your electrical socket. And in Canada, it's the 3rd prong. So we have the 2 for the electricity, and then the 3rd prong is your grounding prong. And so there's a cord that goes from the grounding mat, and I have this just under my top sheet on my mattress, and you sleep on that, and that helps to keep you grounded throughout the night. So that's something that you can check out and learn more about and try that out. Let me know how that goes, because since I've used the grounding mat, I really do notice that it does affect my sleep. And if I sleep elsewhere in a hotel or whatever, then I don't have the same quality of deep sleep. So that's something that's very important to think of. Now, another thing in terms of having a good night's sleep is you want to limit your EMF exposure. So this is something that in my episodes on EMFs, how to mitigate your risks against the electromagnetic field, you can check out how to do that. But you want to eliminate anything plugged in around you, especially your cell phone when you're sleeping, to ensure that you have that good night's sleep. Okay, hack number 2. Make sure that you don't have light exposure, so artificial light exposure, or food after the sun has set. Now, there are very distinctive reasons for this, and this ties into our leptin levels, our melatonin levels. One of the things that I do is I wear the blue light blocking glasses, and they're very dark red colored. after the sun has gone down. And the reason for that is that I don't want that exposure of that artificial light, which tends to be higher in the blue spectrum, that has the impact of waking your body up. You don't want to do that after the sun has set. So that's important. You also want to cover up your skin, as I said, in the sleep tip that I just shared in tip number 1. So covering up your skin, because we have those light sensors in the skin. But if you do need to have light, it's better to have natural light. So whether that's candlelight, if you've got a fire on, and if you do have artificial lights, then what you want to do is keep them lower to the ground, because the light receptors, and this is how Mother Nature created us, our light receptors are at the bottom part of our eye to pick up light from above. So that's the sunlight coming down, and that tells our body, oh, it's day. It's time to, make sure that we're digesting our food in the light part of the day. Not the best thing that you want, because you want your melatonin secretion to be in a timely manner for that deep sleep in our tip number 1. And you can only do that if it is dark in your environment. So making sure that if you do have lights on, keep them lower to the ground if that's possible in your own home. Now, one of the other things in terms of eating, so if you're eating, and I messed up last night, so I was craving something salty, so just before bed, and it really did impact. It's funny that we're talking about it today in the show, but I had, some little corn chips. I was craving them. I needed the salt, I guess, for whatever reason. And I usually heed my cravings, but the sun had gone down already. It was after my workout. Like, I did everything wrong last night. And I had a few of these salty corn chips just before bed. Sure enough, I was awake. I don't even know what time it was, because I don't have any electronics around my bed. But I did wake in the middle of the night and I couldn't sleep. And I'm like, I knew exactly what I did wrong. And that's because I ate too close to bedtime. So ideally, at least 3 to 4 hours before bed, you don't want to have any more food. You can have, I have myself herbal tea, water, but you don't want to mess up your hormones by eating too close to your sleep time. This will affect your melatonin levels, your leptin levels, as I said, and even your thyroid. You want your thyroid to be active as you're sleeping. It's helping to burn your body fat, great for your metabolism, but that can't happen unless all the hormones are in the right balance. And that won't happen if you have food in your stomach. Okay. Hack number 3 is using cold therapy. So getting comfortable with the cold is something that is very good for your overall metabolism. It is the seasonality, depending on where you live in the world, but cold is really important for our overall health. It helps you to burn more body fat. What it does is it helps to build your brown fat, and brown fat is very thermogenic, meaning that it produces heat and body heat for yourself. So get comfortable with the cold. You don't have to do it for long periods of time. You can certainly up your time limit in the cold. The more that your body is adapting and building your brown fat, you'll be amazed at how warm you can actually be in the midst here in Canada, for myself, in a cold Canadian winter, without always having to have that heavy parka and that heavy winter coat on. This also will help your leptin signaling. It helps your mitochondrial health. It helps those nanomotors to spin. So when I talked about deuterium depleted water in that episode, if you haven't yet seen that one, it's very sciencey, but at the same time, it's very good information. So check out that episode. But we have these ATP synthase nanomotors that are rotating at 9,000 RPMs. So this is really important for our mitochondrial health. And what the cold does is it helps to speed those things up so that we can actually produce more energy and to make more oxygen and water in our body as well. So that's something that the cold can do. And it's great for if you've got overall inflammation in your body, leptin issues, you need to lose weight, get comfortable with the cold. You will thank me for it. So hello, everyone. Today we're talking about 9 health hacks that I wish that I had known earlier based on my latest research and a lot of the guts of what's going into my next book. So I'm working on my 3rd book right now. I'm so excited for the launch. I don't have a launch date yet, but stay tuned and make sure that you're following me so that you're always up on, any new information that I am sharing. I want to say hello, Jess. Thank you. You're loving this. I'm glad that you're enjoying the show. Nancy is here. Steve is here as well. Style Links, hello, and Helen is nice to see you here as well, and Ronnie is here as well. So thank you everybody for tuning in today. Here is hack number 4. So Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it can't hurt you. So, avoiding the things that we don't necessarily see or perceive with our eyes, but this is something that we definitely want to limit our exposure to. So, I'm sure you can guess where I'm going here if you followed me, is the EMF. So EMF exposure, definitely something that we want to decrease our exposure to this non-ionizing radiation. So whether it's from cell phone towers, 5G, electric cars, there's, some funny commenting from one of my followers about, what I will do if electric cars are mandated. And he sent a funny video or posted a funny video or commented on it. Anyways, I'll share that when we talk after the show. So make sure you're staying on TikTok as well as on Instagram. But yes, so issues with these EMFs, and they're all around us. So, protecting yourself from these EMFs is something that you can definitely do and learn more about, as well as blue light toxicity, which is different. It's distinct and different, all of the artificial light that is inundating our skin, but in our eyes as well, is very damaging. It actually raises our blood glucose levels. So if you're struggling with your blood sugar, it could be not so much what you're eating, but more of that artificial light exposure. So if you want to learn more about the EMFs in particular, please check out my episode about the secrets of how EMFs affect your health. And that's part 1 and 2. I have 2 different videos, so check those out on YouTube. Okay, health hack number 5. Exercise. We all know that exercise is good for us, but exercise needs to be consistent. So whatever type of exercise you choose to do, just do your best to try to move every single day. Now, if your body does say that it's a day off, then take that day off, because part of your muscle repair is part of your muscle growth and the sustaining of your healthy muscle tissue. But, don't take too many days off if you're thinking that, because that can become a trend as well for yourself. That can become consistent, which you don't necessarily want to have too many days off. So 1 to 2 days off per week from your exercise routine. Just listen to your body. But this is very important in terms of the type of exercise that you're doing as well. So certainly, and this is what I talked about in my shows on leptin resistance, that if you do have leptin resistance, you have to ease your way back into the exercise. You may need to take a bit of a break from exercise until the leptin resistance is fixed, but then you can get back into a regular exercise routine. And, it's really important in terms of maintaining. I get a ton of questions on how do I lose weight? Is there a better way to do that? And, certainly for weight loss or even gaining weight, your hormones have a big impact as to your ability to either gain or lose weight. So this is why it ties back to the leptin resistance, ties back to your other hormonal health, and really important to be able to, get back in sync with nature and your circadian rhythms, and to do that. But consistency is the key. Okay, health hack number 6. Your morning routine will make or break you. So what you do every morning definitely will set you up for that day, set you up for the week, set you up for the month in terms of being successful and whatever success means to you, or maybe not so successful. So some of the things that you can maybe think about doing if you're not already doing them is meditation, is, centering yourself, connecting again with nature, and being able to do that in a relaxed setting. There's something to be said about how our brain waves work when we're in that meditative state. Even the functioning and the beating of our heart can be entrained with what's going on with our blood circulation, and being able to really focus that energy in. And this is something that has been studied back in the 80s. I was just reading a declassified CIA document today, which I will be sharing in some TikToks. It's very fascinating information talking about all the stuff that I'm, totally enthralled with this information, which is like so exciting. So that's something that, make sure you're following me so that you get some of this going back in time in terms of what's known. And I think we've come so far away from meditation and prayer and using, sound energy to be able to heal ourselves. And there may be good reasons for that, which is controversial. Of course, I won't get into those reasons, but something that I think a lot of people who know about prayer and meditation, the physical benefits of this as well for your overall health. So doing this first thing in the morning looking at the sunlight, getting grounded are very important tools that you can do every single morning to set your day up to be very successful. And certainly in the world of manifestation and manifesting things that we want, focus on what do I want for today and focus on that. And it's got to be something positive, of course. And you'd be surprised at all of the good things that come your way when you actually put your mind focused towards those things. So if you're just tuning in, I'm Dr. Janine. Today I'm talking about 9 health hacks I wish I knew earlier. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course on TikTok as well. Health hack number 7. The sun actually helps your skin. So yes, of course, the sun has been demonized over the years, especially by certain medical professions, and whether that's for eye health, whether that's for, skin health, the derms, doctors out there that, oh, the sun is bad, the sun is bad. Well, yes, the sun and not the proper sun exposure at the proper time of day definitely can damage and age the skin. But you can actually regenerate healthy skin cells by getting the right type of sun exposure. So this is something that is very interesting. I am sharing this in my new book in terms of the different wavelengths of the sunlight, why it's so important, and it's actually regenerative to our collagen and our elastin, as well as the vitamin D that we produce. So this is something that I just want you to think twice about the next time, somebody says to you, well, the sun is very damaging for your skin. Stay out of the sun, make sure you're wearing sunglasses, make sure you're using your sunscreen. I've seen changes in my own skin that completely go against that whole narrative. So this is something that I will definitely be sharing with you. So this is, something that definitely, if you want to learn more, make sure that you are following me, and we are going to talk a little bit more about the sun with hack number 8, that sunglasses are evil. Well, I shouldn't have used the word evil. That's a little bit harsh, but sunglasses are not always your best friend. I actually haven't worn sunglasses except for maybe a few fashion occasions in the last, I'm going to say almost 2 years now. Our eyes absolutely need that natural sunlight, and you'd be amazed at how your eyes can brighten up and become clearer, better vision, and fixing your hormones as well, ladies, because of having that natural sunlight getting into your eyes. So this is something that's really important. It will, again, be another chapter in my new book. So I definitely want you to think about, if you do like to wear your sunglasses every day, think about, taking them off at certain times during the day and allow for that natural sunlight to get in your eyes, especially first thing in the morning with the blue wavelengths of that sunlight. Really important for your circadian rhythms, but of course for your energy levels as well. So thank you to everybody who's tuning in today. I'm so glad to see you all, and I hope that you've got some questions for me. Dr. Devine, hello. Nice to see you. Dr. Devine's asking about the mug. Well, actually, last week it was one of our winners in our quiz section was able to win the mug, and I'm not sure if it's available yet. I have to check in on that because I believe that it will become available online. So we're just checking that. It should be very soon. Yes. Okay. So they will be available online. Okay. So hack number 9. You want to focus more on the engine than the fuel. So the engine being your mind, your body, your spirit, and focusing in on what you've got going with your own engine. And when we think about the mind, what types of thoughts are you manifesting? What types of things are you looking at in terms of the inputs? Where are you getting your information from? This is where, whether it's the news, social media is sort of a double-edged sword. You get the information sometimes that you need, but a lot of the information that you don't need in terms of being able to manifest a healthy mind, body, and spirit. So just be very aware of what you are allowing to be as part of your life and your existence. And connecting back to nature is always, nature has so much abundance of good energy and good inputs for our body. You'd be amazed at when you connect and reconnect with nature, how healing this is really for your body, your mind, and your spirit. So, and having an open heart and, of course, being very loving is something important nutrient as well in terms of your engine. Now, when we focus too much, and you probably know people like this, they focus a lot on the diet, they focus a lot on the exercise, they focus on the fuel. So I see the diet, the foods that's going in, not necessarily the engine. So if you put the worst or the best type of fuel, so let's say you've got this Lamborghini, you've got this, engine problem with your Lamborghini, it doesn't matter what type of fuel you put in that Lamborghini with the broken engine, that fuel is not going to fix the engine problem, is it? Right? So you have to think about that in terms of your body as well. So the functioning of your mind, body, spirit, the inputs, what you've got going on with your own internal engines, sometimes the food isn't going to make that much of a difference. Now, that is not the pass card to say, eat whatever you want, but at the same time, you can see people that, may have not the best diets, but because their engine, their inputs, their brain, their mental faculties, their mind is very, very healthy, that their diet doesn't matter as much. And the reverse is true as well. Some people, have the healthiest diet, but their mind isn't right, and they've got a lot of those negative thoughts ruminating all the time, so they're not healthy as well. So finding that healthy balance is what it's all about. And that's why I like to share, these health hacks and tips and tricks as how to get that healthy mind, body, and spirit balance. So if you're, just tuning in, we are at the fun part of the show. Not that the other parts aren't fun, but this is quiz time coming up now. And today we talked all about 9 health hacks that I wish I personally knew earlier. So I hope those hacks really do help you start to implement them. You can refer back to this episode because it is, of course, on the podcasts now, and as well, it will be streamed, and you can refer back to it on YouTube as well. Remember, today we are playing for the Acu blood sugar balance. So this is from our sponsors at VitaTree. So we thank them for continuing to support this program. And yeah, this is a great supplement. You can learn more about it on the VitaTree website. Okay, so hello, Nico. Hello, nice to see you. Helen from Iceland is here. Nice to see you, Helen. It's good to have you here. Are we ready for quiz section? Okay, here we go. So we also have hello on, where are we at? On Facebook. Samantha is here. Nice to see you. Samantha, I know you've got some questions for you. And Sonia is here as well. Nice to see you. And I don't know what I just did there. So hello to everyone. Okay. Are we ready? So just do your best, everyone. Make sure, please, that you are following so that we can reach out to you. So if you are watching on TikTok right now, please make sure that you're following Team Dr. J9. I'm sure that we can put some comments in there, please. To my producer, please put in some comments there so that you know to follow Team Dr. J9. And so that if you are one of our winners, that make sure you're following me, of course, as well. So at J9 Naturally on TikTok, but as well because we can't always find you. If you're one of our winners from TikTok that's been randomly selected, we can't always find you. So make sure that you are following Team Dr. J9. Okay, here we go. Is everybody ready? Just do your best. Everybody is randomly selected just from participating, and that's where we take your names from. Okay, quiz question number 1. If you are on a medication for low thyroid, you need this important nutrient. Sorry, let me say that again. No. It's my fault. I can't read today. Okay, if you are on medication for low thyroid, your need for this important nutrient skyrockets. So what is this important nutrient? So if you're taking your hypothyroid, you're taking medication for your low thyroid, your need for this important nutrient skyrockets. I started off with a tough one. Oh my goodness, Samantha, that was quick. Very good on Facebook. Ah, my goodness, I should have known. Liz, M. Rock, good job. Raina, good try. DPS Sherry, hey, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Good try. Liz on Instagram has it as well. Good job. Yes, Nyla for passion. Good job. A lot of these other answers are correct as well, but the one that I'm specifically looking for is one that I spoke about last. Sonia, good job. On last week's show with breast health. Anybody else? Take a stab at it. Danny Magret, good job. Icy Castles, good job. It's not the one I'm looking for, but D Blanc 69, good job as well. Not the one that I'm looking for. Hunts Vegas 1, good job. Lotus in the Mud, I like that handle name. That's cool. It's probably correct. Spud 1927, good job. On Instagram. Anybody else? Okay, the answer is iodine. Iodine, that's what I was looking for, but manganese, magnesium, zinc are all correct, but specifically iodine. So if you just, check out my last week's episode about breast health. So for women, super important, for the guys as well, absolutely. But make sure that you're taking enough iodine, and that's something that I'll show you the patch test for iodine. It's something that's really interesting. I actually did it last night, but that's something that remind me, please, my team, to come back to the iodine patch test so you can sort of get an idea as to where your iodine status is at. Okay. Question number 2. Name 2 sources of toxic estrogens. Name 2 sources of toxic estrogens. Good job, Nadia. You had that answer correct as well on YouTube. Good job. Okay, 2 sources of Lotus in the Mud. Yes, now you know. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Dr. Devine. Oh, it's okay. It's never too late. It's never too late. 2 sources of toxic estrogens. Liz M. Rock, good job. Samantha Lucas, good try on Facebook. That's a controversial one that you put, Samantha. Nico, good job. This is on TikTok. Good, Nyla, good job. Good answer. And if you're wondering, if you're listening to this as a podcast, I'm asking quiz questions and I'm just reading all of our responses on the different platforms as the answers are coming in without me disclosing what the answer is yet. So Nico, potentially. Raina, good job. Anybody else? Sources, 2 sources of toxic estrogens. Lotus in the Mud, I like that answer. More specific, though, Lotus in the Mud. I'm trying to be a nice teacher. Trying to pull the answer out of my students. Anybody else? Oh, Nadia on YouTube. Very good. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, Nadia, I think maybe you saw last week's show. Good job. Samantha Lucas, yes, I like that answer. It's not something that I discussed last week, but that's great on Facebook. Good job. Anybody else? Liz Rock, good job. Nico, good job. Jamila, good morning. How are you? We're in our quiz section. Danny, good job. Liz on Instagram, good job. Yes, good job. Okay, so the ones that I discussed, but there are multiple answers for sources of toxic estrogen. So plastics, dryer sheets, fragrances, toothpaste, red food dye, which Nadia got. So that Nadia got a lot of those parabens. Yeah, Nadia, very, very good. So I also saw HRT. So Samantha, I like that answer. That was good. And Danny, tap water, birth control, absolutely. Food and water. Some of the other answers, processed foods. So good job, everyone. Okay, question number 3. This is easy. True or false? I want to see who's the quickest on this one. Putting your cell phone in your bra is a good idea during a workout. True or false? Who's got this one? User 660, good job. Nyla, good job. Raina, good job. Wow, everybody's fast. Dinah, Danny, good job. Dr. Devine, in capital letters, good job. Jamila, good job. Liz Emrock, Don Saul, good job. Spud, 1927, good job. Sonia, good job on Facebook. Anybody else? Lotus in the Mud, Carrie B. Sweet Cherry 035, Jamila, good job. Yeah, I think everybody got that one right. I didn't see any wrong answers. I'm very glad for that. Helen McAvoy, good job. Yes, so the answer is false. So putting your cell phone in your bra, not a good idea ever, ever, ever. And that's true for guys too. So don't put, your cell phone close to anywhere on your body, to be honest. There's no good spot to put it. Okay. Question number 4. Name some vegetables that contain I3Cs, indole 3-carbanols. Name some vegetables that contain indole 3-carbanols. Let's see. Thank you for sharing the video. Thank you. And thanks for the likes, guys. I see that coming through. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind. DPS Sherry. Potentially, but not exactly. Indole 3-carbanols. Indole 3-carbanols. There's a specific, well, I don't want to give you too much. Let's see who gets it first. Elsie Castles. Good job. Hunts Vegas. Thanks for the likes, guys. I see them floating in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nyla. Good job. Nyla got a bunch. Good job. Dr. Devine. Good job. Diva Organic is here. Hello. Good job as well. Raina. Good job. DPS Sherry, I'm not sure actually, DPS Sherry, but DPS Sherry, that has quercetin. And guess what I made on the weekend? French onion soup. It was so good. Oh my goodness. And all I thought about was quercetin. That's weird? Is that eccentric? Or what? Is Francis here? I don't think Francis is here. What's that? It's very Dr. Janine. Okay, we have a thing for me now, eccentric. There's a term, being very Dr. Janine. It's so funny. I'm doing air quotes for people listening to this on podcast. Anyways, Liz on Instagram, good job. Has a few. And Liz, yes, good job. On Liz M. Rock on TikTok. Nadia, good job as well. Nadia got a bunch of them. Okay, so the ones I'm looking for, the veggies that are very protective for breast health that contain the indole 3-carbanols, which of course converts to DIM, are broccoli, bok choy, kale, cauliflower, all of the cruciferous vegetables, which are great. Broccoli sprouts as well is fantastic. Brussels sprouts as well. I think we got most of them. Mustard greens, yes, absolutely. Garden cress, good job. So Nadia is right on top of the answers here. Very good job, Nadia Rov. Okay, last question. Here we go. True or false? Light exposure, excuse me, at night increases the risk of developing breast cancer. So heads up, women, light exposure at night increases the risk of developing breast cancer. True or false? Good job. That was very quick. Nyla was first, from what I can see. Dr. Devine, good job. Raina, good job. D. Blanc, 69, good job. Liz Rock. Steve, good job. Just T dot. Yes. So I will share the answer in just a moment. You can see a lot of the answers coming in if you're looking at the commenting. Sweet Cherry, good job. El Castles, good job. Yes. Liz on Instagram, good job. Nadia, good job. Sonia, good job. Samantha, good job. Workout, good job. Becky, good job. We have Santa Claus is a skeptic. Santa Claus is real, but Santa Claus is a skeptic on this question. I love all the feedback. It's so funny. Jamila, yeah, good job. Baby Blue. And anybody else? So light exposure at night increases the risk of developing breast cancer. The answer is just T-Duck. Good job. The answer is true. Yes, so the research has actually been done on this, so you can check it out on PubMed. I believe, did we share the link in the show? I think we may have. Yeah, we did. We shared the link in my show, so you can check out the link to the research that has been done on this. Go to my YouTube channel, check out last week's show about breast health, and you will find it there. So Good job, everyone. That was a fantastic quiz section. So congratulations. Make sure again that if you're on TikTok, that you are following Team Dr. J9 and your ability to be randomly selected to win this. And we go across all the platforms. So don't worry, no matter where you're streaming in, it doesn't need to be TikTok. On all platforms, we take all of our participants and put them into a random selector for our winners. So yeah, so thank you to everybody who tuned in today. We talked all about the 9 health hacks that I wish personally I knew earlier, but of course have implemented all of them into my regular lifestyle now, and it really has made a difference in my health, in my skin as well. So yeah, further things that I will be talking about in my next book. If you do have questions or comments about today's episode, please leave them in the comments section. Be sure to share this video as well. And I appreciate all of those likes and the thumbs ups and the hearts and the flowers and all those presents and things that you sent me throughout the show. So thank you, depending on where you were streaming in from. If you're new to my channel, welcome in. I hope that you'll subscribe. Also click the bell to turn on your notifications, and always do your best to, share this great natural health information. Now, everybody does have a calling in life, and mine is to empower you to live a healthy lifestyle and, of course, to do it naturally. Thanks for watching today.